Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dae. This is Daylight Healing Oracle, and this is your energy reading for the Leo new moon, August 16th, 2023, August 17th, 2023, until the moon emerges in the sky in a day or two as a crescent. Fun fact, August 16th is actually my birthday, so this has been a really beautifully intense and magical new moon for me personally, and I hope you are feeling the same. So this moon falls right in the middle of these two super moons, these two super full moons that have sort of bookended the month of August. We started with an Aquarius full moon at the beginning of the month, and we will be ending the month with a Pisces super full moon. This is what we call a blue moon when you have two moons in the same month. But technically, it is a blue moon is when there's two full moons in the same sign, but it also we also do feel that blue moon energy when it's two full moons in the same month. So towards the end of the month, we're going to be getting to Virgo season. And something about each zodiac sign is that it is not just one energy. You have to think that there are about 30 degrees. There's the 30-degree point of each zodiac sign. And in this, there are symbols of different sorts of archetypes throughout the evolution of each zodiac sign. So when you refer to Leo, by the time you get to the 16th of the month, Leo had the sun in the Leo constellation is actually at 23 degrees. This is where it is now. And this is right in the heart of the constellation of Leo, in the star Regulus, the heart of the lion. So this is a much more transformative energy of Leo. You know, when we first get into this, it's more like the young Leo lion energy, and it can be much more, much more childlike. And when you get further into this stage, we learn to evolve a little bit more. So we start to integrate more of these Virgo energies of the next sign, which has to do with the mutability of Earth. Leo is the fixed fire sign, very strong and stable, but very in its specific goal and fire energy. That is why it can be so intense sometimes if it is not quelled by some sort of balance in the elements. So when we move to Virgo, the mutable, the changeable earth sign, these energies are starting to affect us a lot more now at this stage of the evolutionary process of the lion. And this is where it is time to understand that more comes from the energetic world than our validation on the physical plane. When a Leo can create and exist without the need for the outside validation to tell them who we are, to tell them who you are, that is the most powerful lion of the pack. That is the one that emerges, because yes, performing and giving and connecting for the excitement of the reciprocity can be fulfilling, but that is a beast that will never be fully fed if you are looking to the outside world for the validation. When we start to get to these Virgo energies, this is much more about the high priestess, the muse, the understanding that it is not my drive to push forward and exert my will, but it is my duty to move forward with aligned action once I energetically feel the knowing and the intuitive knowing. And that can only come from a clear channel. That can only come from a clear channel that has done the work of the shadow. So that brings me to why we are here at this new moon, at the point that I am calling the underworld, where the seeds are planted. Because in order to move forward, we must go within, and we have to meet the parts of ourselves that we have hidden from our view for so long. You know, I want you to try an exercise of looking in the mirror, and can you see every part of your face from every angle? Can you see all of the parts of yourself? The vast being that you are? Because when we can see and love and accept all of the parts of ourselves, that is when we can see that with others. What others truly need, what we each need, is a witness of our experience. This doesn't mean holding on to the stories of our pain, but you have to be able to speak it and see it and have somebody witness it, that they see your experience and they have the empathy and the compassion to understand you without turning away. And that can only happen when we don't turn away from parts of ourselves. So right now, the moon, the reason why the new moon is unseen in the sky is because it is right next to the sun. When a full moon, we see it fully illuminated and reflected because it is entirely at the opposite end of its revolution around us all. So when something is so close to us, that's when we can't see it. And that is your shadow. That is what has walked beside you your entire life. And now, as the moon is right next to the sun, our unconscious, is here with us. This gives us a chance to connect to the unconscious, to understand these feelings, to dive in while always having the cord of light within our heart that draws us to the sun. Brings me back to Leo again, to the sun, to the heart, to what all of the mysteries point to, being the portal of everything, our heart. So as we do the shadow work and we go back for the parts of ourselves that we left within the darkness, we have this cord of golden light, green and gold light of our heart that encompasses us wherever we go. Within the depths, you are held, you are protected within this golden egg of light that holds you with that unconditional love, and that is tethered within your heart, because that is the core of who you are, and that will always bring you back to the surface. This has all been coupled with the Venus retrograde. Venus, the planet of what we value, of how we love, of how we view ourselves, of how we relate with one another. This, make no mistake, this is all connected. This is connected to the shifting of the nodes, to the fact that now the South Node is in Libra, a sign ruled by Venus. And the North Node is in Aries, a sign ruled by Mars. And so this is all about the feminine and masculine energies within us and balancing them, and understanding that we do not need to be at war, that the feminine and masculine energies outside and within us do not need to be going against one another. They are meant to work together to create. We are the creations. We are able to create anything that we want. And what is happening here is we are all individually working on reevaluating what we view ourselves as, how we view ourselves, how we view others, how we view relational dynamics and love, how we value the earth, how we value our resources, how we share this with one another. Because we are all doing this right now to prepare ourselves for this new age, this age of Aquarius, this time of more connection, of interconnectedness, of understanding that there is a great cosmic consciousness. And it is, yes, I create my own reality for me, but then we connect with these like-minded souls, and when we can reflect the reality we are creating with one another, that is so powerful. And the more that we bring that about and that spreads, the more that we get to experience the magic. This is a world where we can do these fantastical things that we see and that we feel, because we have evolved enough to understand that we can create this. We can co-create this by our consciousnesses working together. So right now is the time to understand oneself, so that whoever we connect with, we are clear channels in this mirroring. And we are able to help one another heal and embrace all of the shadow parts that have been left in the darkness. We are able to go back for and lovingly bring in to this fold of light that we are. So here we are. And a lot is changing. A lot of big things seem to be happening on the outside, equally reflecting the change that is happening within us all. And it can be scary to see so much changing. But what I need to say about this is that this is far greater than just what we have seen from human history. Every time, every 2,000 years or so, when the precession of the equinoxes shifts signs, this precessional shift, there is great change that happens on an evolutionary scale and a developmental scale of ourselves and of our culture and our societies. And what we are restructuring now is a direct reflection of what is happening on a grander scale. So when we can understand that this is just the process of evolution, you can feel a lot more calm and peaceful in what we are choosing. This is the time to have a relationship with the land around you, with what we intake and what we release, because everything is an energetic relationship. So whatever is going on around you, you can find the answers by healing within. It doesn't mean to not deal with the stuff around you, but when you have an understanding of a greater why, life has so much more meaning. And it's not about looking to somebody else or to an outside source for the greater why, but it is looking to the true source within. That's what this Venus retrograde is all about. And here at this new moon is our opportunity to connect with ourselves, with our heart, with our true heart. Leo new moon is right here in the underworld with our heart. They're all together with our conscious awareness, the sun, the ego selves, but also the conscious awareness, what the sun shines light on. And it is so close right now. It's not shining the light across, but it is here within, where instead of looking outside to see what it looks like, you must look within to know what it feels like. And that is where the true clarity comes. And that is where the trust in intuition comes from. Flexing this muscle of understanding our feelings, of our interoception of what our body and our being is going through, and why our feelings are there. And just allowing them to be there without needing a why. Because often we try to find the why and we skip the actual feeling part. But what if you allow yourself to feel the hurt and love at the same time? What if we allow our hearts to be that big? Right now, we are still in the underworld. The new moon is here, and it will be emerging in a day or two, but it takes a while. You know, it's not just one day of a new moon. These are cycles, and they all sort of bleed within one another's time frames. As the crescent starts to emerge in the sky, you will have some illumination. We will all have some illumination on what is happening and some more clarity. And by the 21st, when Venus emerges as the morning star in the east, no longer hidden from our view, we will get to see much more clearly than we ever have before. And I truly believe that. Thank you so much for being here. Every message, I feel like, is coming from a higher place that is being called by everyone who watches these videos. So thank you for providing your energy here. If you want to get a personal reading from me, I do all sorts of readings, but it's just basically what the intuitive feelings of the psychic reading is telling me to do, using tarot, astrology, oracle cards, all sorts of things. But, you know, feeling, seeing, sensing. I'm a synesthete and empath, so I tend to just see and sense and get a lot of downloads and messages, and then I like to bring that about with my different divination tools. So if you're interested in that, you can check out the link below or go to daylighthealing.com. Thank you so much for being here. Sending you all the beautiful, loving energy. Until the next one.